Hello and welcome to the final Raw of the season, and tonight we've got Cody Rhodes out in the middle of the ring because he's got a couple of things to address about WrestleMania, tonight's show, and the fact that he is going to be the general manager of Raw next season. So after Ronda Rousey's win over Kairi Sane last week, he's decided to make the Women's Championship match a Fatal 4-Way, which is Rousey, LeRae, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. But to avoid repetition, the IC Fatal 4-Way will now become a Fatal 5-Way. So currently Kanellis, Dream and Rush are in that match, and tonight we've got two qualifying matches, one between Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler, and the other is a second chance match between Cedric Alexander and Shane Thorne. Also being addressed is the main event for Raw, which is Buddy Murphy versus Pete Dunne for the Universal Championship, will be a last man standing match. And now to put a captivating exclamation mark on... Oh my god, is that... Well, I was gonna... Oh! So I was gonna say on the women's division, I thought Baszler was coming out here, but the Horsewomen are on Raw. Okay, so yeah, the women's tag division is technically still cross-brand for now, until we get into next season where they'll be on NXT. But last time we saw these three women in the same ring, Duke and Shafir were beating the living shit out of Ronda Rousey. So as Asuka makes her way out to the ring, we actually have, I didn't realise this, but we have a quote from Marina Shafir, which apparently was placed on social media before the match began. And it's a pretty simple little note that says Baszler didn't make the cut. So it seems like the four horsewomen have become free again. I don't know, but we've got Asuka coming down to the ring. This changes things for next season, but we've got two members of the Fatal 4-Way currently around the ring. And we've got a 6-woman tag match, to put it bluntly. And one of her tag partners is the current Raw Women's Champion, Candice LeRae. Mrs. Gargano, Mrs. Candice Wrestling, I guess. And so yeah, we're going to have the Horsewomen versus Asuka, Candice LeRae, and Kairi Sane. And speaking of the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane, who lost to Ronda Rousey one-on-one last week, she had some good moments, but it wasn't good enough. And now, conveniently enough, she has the best odds against the Horsewomen. She's already beaten the Horsewomen in tag action by making them tap out with the anchor. Maybe she can bring that fire here tonight. Here we go, 3-on-3 women's tag action. We've got the Horsewomen from SmackDown going against Asuka, LeRae, and Kairi Sane. This, like I said, complicates things for next season. It's going to be interesting to see who Shafir and Duke actually end up siding with when it comes to the draft and such. See which brand they end up on. Kairi Sane going for a German suplex, but Shafir leaping out of it, delivering a roundhouse kick to the chest of Sane. Rousey and Asuka going head to head. I'm not quite sure if we've actually seen that match one-on-one just yet. We've seen... No, we have Tribute to the Troops. That was the main event, I remember. And the Horsewomen doing pretty damn well. Asuka though fighting back against Ronda Rousey. Shafir working on the leg of Kairi Sane, and LeRae only just managing to take down Duke on the outside. And now in the ring we've got Asuka and Kairi Sane fighting the Horsewomen, fighting Marina Shafir. And an elbow strike to the back of the head. Duke though throwing LeRae into the ring. Shafir managing to fight off Kairi Sane, and Rousey now got her eyes set back on Asuka. The Horsewomen won't be at WrestleMania. They lost their opportunity. It seemed like mutiny in the ranks, but maybe they came to the realization... Oh my god, knee strike to Kairi Sane. Maybe they came to the realization that Shayna Baszler wasn't a very good leader, wasn't a very good captain of the team, and they needed some Ronda Rousey back in their lives. And now outside of the ring, Kairi Sane taking the fight to Ronda Rousey, a woman who she's got a bone to pick. It was mostly a squash, but she managed to get some heavy moves in against Rousey. A drop kick there against the apron though. Rousey taking the fight to Kairi Sane, who lays her out with a forearm. And now all three members of Kairi Sane's team, well, they were in the ring. Lorraine now got her sights set on Rousey. I'm sure Rousey would love to have a one-on-one match with Candice LeRae, but unfortunately we don't have much time for that. This is the go-home show. Snake Eyes, though, to Rousey on the exterior of the ring. And there's an Alabama slam. Kairi Sane got her sights set on Jessamine Duke. There's the interceptor. That spear from Kairi Sane. Asuka misses with a savate kick. German suplex to Duke. And Rousey looking for a Piper's Pit. Kairi Sane not quick enough to break it up. Rousey tried going for the cover, but all three members of Asuka's team in the ring now. The only person not in the ring, Marina Shafir. Jessamine Duke almost pinned the Raw Women's Champion. Marina Shafir looking to prey on Candice LeRae. Oh my god, end of heartache to LeRae. Kairi Sane though straight on there to break up that pin. There's a back body drop. Kairi Sane now taking on both members of the Horsewomen, but Jessamine Duke managing to, with that open palm strike to the midsection, managing to back off Kairi Sane, but a hip attack by Asuka. There's been a lot going on in this match, that's for damn sure. Asuka now could have been looking for the Asuka lock. And Kairi Sane going to work on Duke. But Rousey with a Piper's Pit. Oh my god. And Kairi Sane managing to lay her out. Managing to prevent her from going for that pin. And Sane now going after Jessamine Duke with a kick to the back of the head. A heel kick. Sane now going to the top rope. What is she looking for? Going for the insane elbow, and she takes down Rousey in the process. Holy shit. 1, 2, and they've done it. They've beaten the Horsewomen. Here we go, the final qualifier for the Intercontinental Fatal 5-Way. And we know that it's going to be Bobby Roode taking on Dolph Ziggler. Which is going to certainly be interesting, because Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler are actually allies. Or at least they were with EC3 around very briefly. We'll have to see what happens with EC3 before we know where Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler will go next season. And Ziggler, who has done fantastically this season, looking to punch his way to WrestleMania. I don't believe he was at WrestleMania last season. But he could enter next season as Intercontinental Champion of Raw, which I'd certainly be okay with. Here we go, Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler. Oh my god, and a kick to the midsection by Ziggler already to start this thing off. And another. The repeated super kicks into the midsection, and Bobby Roode with a knee strike to the face, slowing down Ziggler. And now stomping a mud hole into the midsection of Ziggler in the corner there, getting the crowd all fired up. Bobby Roode not got the best win-loss ratio, but Cody Rhodes giving him the opportunity thanks to his performance lately. Just like he did with Kairi Sane after her performance in the Royal Rumble match. Kick to the midsection now, and Dolph Ziggler looking for a neck breaker. Laying out the glorious one, Bobby Roode. And Roode, with the repeated strikes against Dolph in the corner. Dolph trying to get away there, using the top ropes as leverage, but it's no use. There's an alley-oop, dropping Dolph down onto his back. And almost a 2 count there for the glorious Bobby Roode. Not good enough though. Ziggler now going to the top turnbuckle. Looking for a body splash, but he overshot it. A little bit of humiliation there for Dolph Ziggler. Too busy showing off. It's going to be very, very interesting seeing him and Velveteen Dream share the spotlight at WrestleMania if Ziggler manages to get there. There's a running STO though. Dropping Ziggler down to his back. And there's a jawbreaker. And Ziggler now laying the hooks and chops onto Roode. Went for a dropkick though. Bobby Roode now laying down some hits of his own. There's a spine buster. A little bit of homage to the greats like Arn Anderson, even Triple H, who've made the spine buster infamous. Infamous. There's a Roode bomb, I think. No, it was a flapjack. It was a flapjack. Either way, it looked beautiful, and there's a kick out by Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler with the DDT, laying out Roode. And there's a back elbow strike. Could be looking for a zigzag. And he hits it. Ziggler now a little bit exhausted, a little bit tired, but getting all fired up, trying to get that adrenaline pumping. On the top turnbuckle now, we've seen him up here many times before. Looking for a infamous, and he hits it. 1, 2. Dolph Ziggler goes to WrestleMania. So we've got a colossal main event on our hands because we're going to be having British Strong Style. Struggle to get that one out. British Strong Style taking on Buddy Murphy and the Revival. Coming out first, we've got Universal Champion. He's going to be going one-on-one with Buddy Murphy in a last man standing match to crown a definitive Universal Champion and the man who will remain on Raw going into next season. And his tag partners, men that we obviously know very well. We've got Mustache Mountain making their way to the ring. Current #1 contenders for the Raw tag belts. If all goes well for British Strong Style, they could end up with 3 championships as they leave WrestleMania. Alternatively, they could leave with none. And coming out first, Pete Dunne's challenger at the upcoming pay-per-view, Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy being incredibly impressive, and he seems to have Pete Dunne's number. But we'll have to wait and see whether the best kept secret can put down the Grizzly Bear of Raw. So interestingly enough, Mustache Mountain actually already own a pinfall win over the Revival, and I've got a feeling the Revival also have one over Mustache Mountain. But tonight they could get another as they team with Buddy Murphy in 3-on-3 action. Here we go, 3-on-3 tornado action. The Revival clash with Mustache Mountain, and Buddy Murphy clashes with Pete Dunne, bicycle knee, laying out Dunne. And Murphy and the Revival having the upper hand against British Strong Style here. Forearm there, some 5-star forearms, a trifecta of them. Some triplets by Pete Dunne. But now him and Buddy Murphy battle of strength in the middle of the ring. Back elbow though. Pete Dunne managing to get the upper hand. Buddy Murphy has a count-out win against Pete Dunne. And Pete Dunne claimed that that did not matter when speaking to Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes came up with a stipulation that, oh yes it does. Here we go, last man standing. Trent Seven managing to turn things around between him and Dash Wilder. And Tyler Bate with a clubbing blow to the back of Scott Dawson. But Dawson managing to keep on top of things. I think there was some collateral damage there. And Buddy Murphy just took a boot to the back of the head. But Tyler Bate tossed to the outside of the ring. 5-star forearm again by Pete Dunne. Trent Seven laid out as well. Wilder trying to help Buddy Murphy, but Murphy getting his arm wrenched around that rope. There's a shin attack taking out Dash Wilder. And all of a sudden British Strong Style are on top of things. With a surfboard attack to the knees of Buddy Murphy. Murphy though, with a kip up. Oh my god, and a German suplex. Dash Wilder and Pete Dunne now tangling in the middle of the ring. Oh my god, and Murphy went for Trent Seven. Trent Seven though with a drop kick. And Mustache Mountain on top of things. Taking on Dawson and Murphy. Both going for arm breakers at the same time. And there's an X-Plex to Dash Wilder. Pete Dunne, who's moving towards the 15-month mark for his championship reign. Oh my god, looking... Oh! There's a chop block. He was looking for that carpal tunnel clutch, the CTC that he's been using as of late. But he got chop blocked by Scott Dawson. Trent Seven managing to keep Buddy Murphy in that corner. The Revival battling Pete Dunne, but Pete Dunne's just rolled out, and now the Revival looking to prey on Trent Seven. Forearm to the spine. Tyler Bate looking to bring some backup. Oh, and there's a V-trigger to the face of Trent Seven. And the Revival dumping Pete Dunne on the outside of the ring. They seem to have brought up this tactic of keeping Tyler Bate on his own in the ring. Kick to the face of Trent Seven, and Bate now trying to fight back. But the numbers game, it's practically a 2-on-1. Now Trevin being the only one left in the ring. Scott Dawson with the arm breaker there. And Murphy now preying on Trent Seven, but Trevin moves out the way from the clothesline. And Dawson laying him out with a Russian leg sweep. And Tyler Bate with a Northern Light suplex, branching it into a brainbuster. Laying out Buddy Murphy. Murphy though, with the arm drag to Tyler Bate. Went for a V-trigger, but moved out the way. CTC on Dash Wilder. There's a bell clap. Oh my god. And Dawson tapped out, but the Wilder tapped out, but the referee's down. And the Revival having to help each other out, both trapped in submission moves. I don't know who took the referee down, but it did the trick. Don't know if it was the right trick though. There's a V-trigger laying out Tyler Bate. Buddy Murphy's just spotted Pete Dunne in that corner, and there's a kick to the outside. Holy shit. Buddy Murphy now preying on Tyler Bate. There's a Murphy's Law. 1, 2, and that is it. After shoving Trent Seven to the outside of the ring, they had a perfect opportunity for a pin and they did it. Buddy Murphy and the Revival looked strong going into WrestleMania, dispatching of British Strong Style. Okay, here we go. So kicking off the final Raw of the season, a massive, massive show. And we've got Cedric Alexander, who lost to Mike Kanellis a few weeks back, taking on Shane Thorne, who lost to Leo Rush a few weeks ago in a loser's rematch, I guess. A loser's second chance shot at WrestleMania. And his opponent, former Intercontinental Champion in his own rights anyway. Both of these men really, really struggled this season, which is unfortunate, because last season they did pretty damn good. But Shane Thorne making his way out. Going to be interesting to see which brand he lands on next season. So I'm sure it'll get repeated at some stage, but talking about Shane Thorne and which brand he'll land on, Cedric Alexander, because of his weight class, will appear in the Best of the Super Juniors and the Super Junior division that we're going to be having on NXT next season. However, every single person that qualifies for that division will get drafted to a brand anyway, whether that be SmackDown, Raw, or NXT. So, again, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens moving forward. And it might be a little bit convoluted and a little bit crazy over on NXT, because we're going to be having 2 cross-brand divisions on there in the form of the Women's Tag and the Super Juniors. But hopefully it should be easy to distinguish. And once we get going, should be pretty damn fun. But a Rana there from Shane Thorne. Him and Leo Rush had one hell of a match. And there's a half and half. Tossing Shane Thorne across the ring. Cedric Alexander last season qualified for Money in the Bank. He was the favourite to win. However, this season hasn't really picked things up. Last week, speaking of Money in the Bank, we saw Travis Banks attempted cash in. I believe it was last week. It might not have been. I'm pretty certain it was. Yes, it was. But we saw him try to cash in. But he made the mistake of announcing in advance, which with Pete Dunne did not go well. Pete Dunne attacked him on the stage. And yeah, Travis Banks may have received an injury. I'm not quite sure. But the draft moving forward is going to be massive. I don't know if guys like Travis Banks will be in the draft. We'll have to wait and see. But Shane Thorne with a German suplex there to Cedric Alexander, being on fire in this opening match. And Cedric, unfortunately, I don't think he's won a belt this season. I think he's been pushed towards a belt, but hasn't actually won one. So it would be one hell of a win if he managed to pick it up at WrestleMania. I would certainly shake up the championship picture moving into next season, because at the moment it's laying out to be very, very similar to how this season started. Cedric there with a forearm to Shane Thorne. Thorne now on the ropes. Irish whip. Oh my god, and Thorne dodging the drop kick. Sneaking up behind Cedric, and there's a German suplex. Shane Thorne taken much more of a dastardly route as of late, since, well, being on the side of the good guys hasn't really worked out too well for him. And here's a schoolboy roll-up. 1. Quick 1 count there. Oh my god, and kick to the midsection. Lifting up Cedric Alexander. Moving him into the middle of the ring. Oh my god, Cedric tried to roll out of it though. Didn't work. There's a last ride powerbomb. 1, 2. And Cedric Alexander with the kick out at 2. We saw that move recently used by Kota Ibushi before Ibushi was injured by Brock Lesnar. And a European uppercut from Shane Thorne. Went for the enziguri in the corner, but Cedric got the knees up. What is Cedric laying out Thorne for now? And Cedric on the apron, beckoning Shane Thorne to his feet. Looking for a springboard. Went for a clothesline, but Shane Thorne moving out the way. Cedric Alexander crashed and burned on the mat there. And Shane Thorne trying to capitalise. Oh my god, and an 8-second ride from Cedric Alexander. Holy shit, laying out Thorne. What a thunderous move. You don't see Cedric doing many powerhouse moves like that. And now looking for possibly another clothesline. But again, Cedric with a reversal. There's a European uppercut. And another Rana laying out Cedric. Cedric, easily a fan favourite. Not in the eyes of Shane Thorne though, who's looking for another powerbomb of the last ride variety. Holy shit. But he's not going for a pinfall this time. I think he's learnt his lesson. Shane Thorne preying on Cedric. There's a single knee facebuster. 1, 2. And Cedric with a kick out at 2. Shane Thorne looking visibly upset and annoyed there. Oh my god. And there's another. Shane Thorne almost laying himself out with that. He's going to try and make the pin. And he does. Referee, 1, 2. And Cedric is defeated. Shane Thorne goes to WrestleMania.